What a tune, eh? Absolute banger. You know what else is a banger? Anybody that calls a song a banger. So there. That and a shit heat car that can barely run, that's a banger as well. Time to switch the banger off. Well, hello and welcome into this Tuesday's Movie News. I am Jonathan C. Walsh, back once again to speak about the latest happenings in the world of Hollywood. Back once again to speak about abuse of the public by superstars and the ramifications it may or may not bestow said superstar depending on their status in the industry and how their importance is to the role, the movie they're in. Back once again to speak about the box office of a movie that I haven't even fucking watched yet. And that's what I'm going to start the show with. Box office for a movie that I have yet to watch. 1 week deep, nearly tomorrow. It will be 1 week out in my territory, my country, which is Scotland first and foremost. But if we're going to get into it and look at passports, it's the United Kingdom of Great Britain. And I'm not going to mention Northern Ireland, because that's a dangerous, dangerous subject. I could lose some serious fucking time to. It's a slippery slope I daren't walk upon. I'm here to speak about Doctor Strange, man. And I'm a wee over to the one side. And that fucking background looks weird. It's got to be an interesting show. I'm here to speak about Doctor Strange 2. Multiverse, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, the Sam Raimi movie, the sequel to Stephen Strange's story. A huge cast, a huge multiverse conflict. By all accounts, a movie which is creating a bit of a, how shall I put it, a bit of a Marmite effect within the critics and the fandom. Some people really love this movie, some people not as in love with the movie, think it's a good Sam Raimi movie, but maybe less so a good Marvel movie. What it does for the actual story out with this. I don't know any of these questions. I don't know any of the answers to the questions. I don't have any answers to this movie. You may ask, why am I even speaking about this movie? Because you've not seen it yet, John. And it's a simple answer. I have 3 relatively decent topics on this show tonight, and one I'm going to end with, which is going to be conversational. And once again, I'm going to speak about Johnny Depp. And I simply had to speak about this movie. It's fucking everywhere. It is everywhere in the news. It is dominating the news. There is theories. There is whole articles buffed out of this movie. One little fucking Easter egg is creating an article. I've stayed away from those articles because I don't want to be fucking spoiled. But I'm going to speak about the box office because that is not a spoiler. And I can break down its apparent success in the United States of America and worldwide. I want to say about a week out. And the movie's doing well. You have got other negative Nancy articles suggesting the movie hasn't hit the lofty expectations that the actual industry had set for it. But it has hit and it's actually beaten the expectations that the studio that made the movie, Disney, set for it. I think it opened with $185 million. They expected $180 million. This movie's making fucking money. And it has to be said, and it can't be understated, making money without China, making money without Russia, making money without Ukraine. And yes, I just said Ukraine because that's how they pronounce it. Slava Ukraine. 2 big fucking countries, man, on the European continent. One straddles fucking 3 continents, if you like, if that's even possible. Russia, not able to impart their wealth onto this movie. For that to be the case, and for it to have made well over $450 million, cruising towards $500 million in a week, very impressive stuff. Indeed, but I'll get into this article. I do love reading Scott Mendelssohn's articles on movies, big blockbuster movies, Forbes, breaking down the cumulative sort of grossings of a movie. This guy's the absolute best in the fucking business. An absolute goat at breaking down box office, projecting it, comparing it to other big movies that came out, losses, everything. The guy's a wizard, much like Benedict Cumberbatch as Stephen Strange is a wizard. And I love reading these articles. I remember being engrossed with them when Endgame came out, charting, would it beat Avatar or wouldn't it? That may say more about me as an individual. I may be a sad man. And I wouldn't argue with you if you thought that and actually said it. But look, I'll get into it. Disney's reporting this morning that Marvel Studios' Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness earned $13.3 million in North America on Monday. A reasonable 65% drop from its $38.5 million Sunday gross. Among solo non-Avengers comic book flicks, that's the 7th biggest Monday gross, essentially tied with Captain America Civil War, $13.3 million after a $174 million debut. It's not tied, it's actually beaten Captain America Civil War, so it's in pretty esteemed company, it has to be said. And Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, $9.8 million and 74% drop from Sunday after a $146 million debut weekend. That wasn't as good a movie, that one. To be fair, me and Stephen, and I believe my sister, popped along to that one, and not even Kurt Russell's charming, brilliant acting and de-aging could save that movie. It wasn't a great movie. It wasn't a bad movie. It was just a disappointing movie compared to the original in 2014, which I fucking loved. One of the best cinematic experiences I've had in my life was going watching that movie, howling every 2 minutes. Loved the music, loved the characters. Wasn't a bad movie, wasn't a great movie. Don't know if that's good company for it to begin with. The Sam Raimi directed MCU sequel has becometh the 13th film to pass $200 million domestic in 4 or fewer days. Rough math, but it could end its first full week in theatres with around $240 million domestic. That's the United States of America. That's not bad money, man. We must remember that there is still a pandemic. Most people have forgotten about it already. They've ditched the masks. I'm actually one of them. And just getting into the theatres and not caring. But you have to always legislate for the extremists, the fringe elements, good and bad. You will have had people rocking up to theatres March 2 years ago with fucking nachos, hot dogs, not a mask in sight, not giving two fucks, in that theatre, feet up, watching a movie. Probably dead within 10 days. Probably 15, 20, 30 stone overweight. No longer with us. That's one fringe extremist element. The other one is the hyper-sensitive visor-wearing people who will never enter a theatre ever again in their life. Somewhere in between is the normal people. And we're getting back to normality, but we are still in a pandemic. That's fucking good money, man. I've seen people with visors even now in supermarkets over here. I don't know what they think the visor's going to do. This is a 0.1 micron virus. If it's still floating about and your time's up, a fucking visor ain't saving you, man. Take it off. Just take it off. But anyway, back to Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. If it drops by 61% in weekend 2, on par with Spider-Man 3 and Amazing Spider-Man 2, again, not good company, not amazing movies by any means, it will gross $73 million and then end the second weekend with $314 million. A 10-day total tide, sans inflation, and 3D bumps with The Dark Knight. That's alright. That would be not too bad in terms of, domestic. That would take well over knocking on $1 billion, I'd imagine. Total Cume. Blah 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 blah. 2 times multiplier. B+ cinema score. Make it that not a foregone conclusion. B+ is alright for a cinema score. It ain't great. I've seen pretty average movies knocking into the low A's, but it's decent. It's always a good watch, and you'll have the MCU fanatics who will go and watch it 15 times and try and earn it money. So I think, look, I do think this movie will knock on $1 billion. But he gets into it down here, how also that's not a barometer for success by any means, but it certainly is for MCU movies. For me, a good MCU movie should be north of $700 million, crossing the $1 billion mark. This is Benedict Cumberbatch. The Cumberbitches will be out in force. This is Elizabeth Olsen. This is a big ensemble movie. This movie didn't even have to promote itself. It's so effervescent in the public's eye. This fucking movie should be making $1 billion. As you can see here, it's earned 15.7 million overseas, which always sounds incredibly disappointing and hammers home just how important America is in terms of film. Box office, they are fucking mad for film in the United States. They single-handedly save movies in the United States. We need Mother Russia to see sense, we need Vladimir Putin to fuck off, and we need this movie. We need movies releasing in Russia again. And in China. I don't know what's going on with China. I don't know why it's not showing there. I ain't even covered that. I don't want to. I'm doing Donald Trump here. I don't know why. Getting into the whole sort of... Next I'll be dancing out of time to YMCA. Anyway, blah blah blah. As you can see, that said, with $29 million worldwide and a new global Cume of $479 million, the Cumberbatch-Olsen Gomez flick will sail past $500 million worldwide, and Venom Let There Be Carnage today. More fun with math, but it could end the first 9 days with around 565 million global and end its second weekend with around 750. That's good money, man. That's around about the Batman. And everyone was ripping their pants off and running about naked, singing about the Batman's box office performance. So I think that's pretty fucking decent, all things considered. Hello. I'm going to try and pronounce this name and I will butcher it. Shub Argawal. Maybe. Let me know how I get on there. Hello, welcome in. That's pretty decent, all things considered, I think. That box office grossing. And as you can see, man, it isn't a barometer for success, man, grossing over $1 billion, because The Rise of Skywalker grossed over $1 billion, and it was an abomination of a movie. But every good MCU movie worth its salt should be grossing near or over $1 billion. This movie, I'm just praying it's good. I'm praying it's watchable. I've still not seen it. I will watch it this week. I will not get by Sunday this week without having seen this movie. I will absolutely be in a theatre within the next 3-4 days watching this movie. Might even be Friday night. And I'm so excited to see it. I don't care about cinema scores, B+, A-, it doesn't matter to me. I don't care about box office ultimately. I just have to fucking talk about something on this show though. So I picked that one because it's the flavour of the week and the month. Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. It's everywhere. Can't miss it. And I'm not headlining a show about Avatar and its trailer, setting up sequels. I'll leave that to the second topic. So I'm looking forward to this movie. Can't wait to get into the theatres and watch it. See what Cumberbatch has gave us. I just hope they've spared him Penguin and having to say something like that, because that may spoil his whole performance. Something he never comes back from. In terms of money, I think it'll gross over $1 billion. It is a pandemic. Disney will fire it out in the streaming service and everyone will dance happily off into the fucking sunset. I'm dancing off into the sunset to this next topic. It's all about Avatar. We watched the trailer last night. We reacted to it. We put it out. I loved it. I really enjoyed the trailer. I'll sip my... What's it called again? I've lost the fucking pot. Spatzel? Is that? I don't know if that is called that. Lost the pot. Fanta and Coca-Cola. In this case, Pepsi. Greatly liked your Family Man series after started going through your channel to discover more videos. Really liked your reaction. Thank you very much, man. We appreciate that tremendously. We will be putting out the finale of Season 1 tomorrow. I've not yet edited a single second of it, but it will be getting out tomorrow. I will be getting into the editing process after this show, and it will be done. And it will be out tomorrow, probably about 2:30 or 3 in the afternoon our time. I don't know what that is in India, if indeed you're even in India, by the way. Because, yeah, don't know where you're from, man. Maybe you can comment that down below as well. But it will be out tomorrow. And I'm looking forward to getting it out there, man. We've already started Season 2. We've reacted to the first episode of Season 2. And it was fucking good. It was good, man. I would say that was a better start than Season 1, and I really enjoyed that. So it's a great, great show. And we appreciate every single one of you coming in and watching. The reactions, your comments, back and forth. Just supporting us. Appreciate it tremendously. That's what it's all about here, ultimately. It's about building a community of like-minded individuals. I can't even speak. Of like-minded individuals. I don't know what I said there. I'll get this show over and by with and then get into editing before I go off a cliff completely. Avatar. Why am I speaking about Avatar? Well, it's Jack Fulsinger. What a name. Fulsinger. Jack Fulsinger. Wow. I'm blown away by that name. That's almost as bad as the critic names. Jack Foulsinger. How do you even go about getting named Foulsinger? How did that happen? I want to know his ancestry. Where the fuck did he get that name? Foulsinger. And why did they find it necessary to put Jack in front of it? Because that's quite a beige name. I'd have went for something like... don't know, man. What do you even put in front of Foulsinger? Is it possible to better that surname? I don't think it is. Anyway, that aside, let's get into the actual what Jack is actually speaking about here. He's asked a question here. Is it even a question? Is it a statement? I don't know. We'll find out as we go through this article. Avatar 2 trailers, Jake Fortress. I'll read that again. Avatar 2's trailers trailers. Avatar 2 trailers, Jake Fortress line sets up Cameron's 3 other sequels. I read this earlier and I thought, yeah, that makes sense. I try to read it now and it's like, what the fuck does that even mean? It's a line from the actual trailer and he's his teeth into this and he's thinking it maybe sets up the core vision, the core experience of what we're getting, not just in this sequel, The Way of Water, but in the 3 other sequels that are coming after this. I didn't realise there was 5 fucking Avatar movies planned. I knew that we had at least 2 after this. That made it 4. 5 Avatar movies. Is that necessary? Are we going to wait until James Cameron's like a coffin-dodging 99-year-old to finish it? Because it took him like 12, 13 years to get into the actual making of these sequels. I think he's done 2 back-to-back. Lord knows, I hope it doesn't take him that long to do the 4th and the 5th. Okay, bye dude, it's about 4 AM here in India. Catch you after, my man. Thank you for coming in at that time. Nice to see I'm not the only fruitcake who's up at 4 AM. Not that you're a fruitcake, it's perfectly normal. I'm up at 4 AM all the time. You're normal, just like I am. Maybe. Even now I'm not sure. But there. What is he saying here? The new Avatar 2 trailer was surprisingly sparse. It was sparse in dialogue, but surprisingly dense and rich, and incredible visuals, and incredible music, and incredible CGI and sort of watery landscapes, beautiful landscapes period. Pandora's an incredible planet. And I found that interesting. I thought that was an interesting creative decision from James Cameron and perhaps the actual independent team who are responsible for trailers, because I don't think Jim's overseeing the actual trailer. He's far too busy for that. The decision to keep it very quiet, score heavy, and then leave it until the last 5-6 seconds before we get narration. And then obviously this is where what he says, wherever we go, this family is our fortress. And I believe that's Jake Sully. I think that's played by Sam Worthington, if I'm not incorrect. And this is really where he's getting the whole theme of this article that he's wrote. A very long fucking article, clearly getting paid by the letter. And he's done a good job of expanding it out. He's earned his keep for this week, that's for sure. And as you can see here, besides emphasising the greater focus the Avatar sequels will have on the Sully family, Cameron has also says that the Avatar sequels are meant to be standalone stories. Well, Cameron and producer John Landau have said there will still be an overarching storyline to the saga, which I think is always necessary. It seems that the connective thread between the films will likely be the Sully family itself. As such, it feels like singling out this one line of dialogue in the Avatar 2 trailer feels significant. What I liked about this article is it gave me vibes of Star Wars. That other great sci-fi franchise that has kind of been besmirched now, but was fucking undoubtedly great for a decade or two. And the insistence in focusing on this Skywalker story, on this family, on these characters, on this galaxy, this conflict, this battle for supremacy in this huge sprawling galaxy, almost coming down to 2 or 3 individuals sharing the same name. It's something I've always been intrigued by. Taking these big, and I've always spoke about World War II and my obsessions with that, how you take these great conflicts and you can almost condense them down into 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe a half dozen individuals, and they are the real guys who are responsible for changing things and impacting on the actual, who wins and who loses. We've seen that done so well in Star Wars for me. Skywalkers, overarching 6, 9 movies now, although I choose to forget those ones. Hello Cheval, if I've said your name right, Gupta. Welcome in, do appreciate you being in here. Hope it's not 4 AM where you are, because that is, it's a bit late to begin in Well, it's not, because I'm up at that time every fucking night. Every night, man, I'm on Twitch watching a Scottish comedian playing Red Dead Redemption, role-playing, and like knocking out songs at 4 AM. That's what I do. Play Dead by Daylight. Heart rate's at like 56. Fucking chilling, man. So there's nothing wrong with being up at 4 AM. I take it back again. Welcome in. But yeah, man. If it's to be focused on this Sully family, and look, I'm going to admit just now, even now, I'm not sure who or what Jake Sully is, what the Sully family is. I have completely forgot about Avatar. I know it was a sort of Ferngully remake. Humans come to Earth, come to Pandora, he falls in love with the species, he falls in love with Zoe Saldana's character. I think he actually stays in the body. He chooses to be one of them and save the planet and go against his actual own species. I think that was the general gist of Avatar. And they saved the day at the end, I think. I'm thinking that's the Sully family he's maybe got with the Zoe Saldana character, even though I don't know her name. I don't know the names. I've barely get any semblance of fucking memory of this actual movie. So I don't know if I'm even barking up the right tree here. But Sully and Jake Sully, Sam Worthington, focusing on that family unit, on that character, I think that's a smart decision here. Because it gives the audience a feeling of familiarity, something that they can know within this sprawling battle on this planet, this alien planet, and maybe future alien planets, which I'll get into in a moment in this article. Cheers from Dallas, Texas here at work. Welcome in, man, Dallas. Yes. A lot warmer there, I presume, than here. It's quite fucking cold here. It's disappointing for this time of year. We're into May, and it's fucking 12 degrees Celsius here. That's probably about, what is it, double it and add 30 to 24, 50 odd degrees. It's way too cold here, man. Even for Scotland. The weather is taking the piss. I'd much rather be in Texas. Not just for the weather, but for the food. Yeah, I'd rather be in Texas. Although I'd try and stay away from the guns, because apparently you can get fucking shot a lot easier in Texas. But welcome in. Appreciate you coming in and commenting, as ever. But yeah, man, as you can see here, he's talking about planet hopping adventures. This guy's just fucking picking this up from one trailer, a teaser trailer, a minute and 20 seconds long. I feel like he has been given an inch here, a millimetre, and he's taken multiple miles out of this trailer. But it makes for an interesting discussion point from my standpoint. And I was intrigued by what he says there. The RDA, this is the Na'vi, we've got Rogue Na'vi, that's the alien species from Avatar, incidentally, working with the humans. The humans come back to Pandora, they're trying to destroy it again because they're pricks. Clearly humans are just, like Agent Smith says in The Matrix, a virus. And as I said in the trailer reaction last night, we're like a virus. We go to somewhere, we destroy it, we rape the natural resources, and then we take over and destroy everything. Clearly that's what they're going to explore again. That's the vibes I got. The beauty of this planet, the tranquil sort of lifestyle of Jake and these Na'vi creatures. Humans come back in, the tone changes right away. He speaks about, no matter what happens, we're a fortress. This is our family's the fortress. That's the vibes I got. I didn't get any vibes of planet hopping. Clearly they are going to go to the depths of the ocean to escape the humans. And with that gives you a new set of challenges, a new set of technical challenges making the movie. It looks to me as though James Cameron and the team he's put together to make this movie have grasped that challenge, grabbed the bull with two hands, the horns with two hands, I should say. Have bulls got horns? I think they have. And they look as though they've done a great job in terms of just that tiny little snippet we got in the teaser of all these locales. It looks stunning on a technical level. The visuals are eye-popping, the score is absolutely tremendous, the water sequences are unbelievable. We know they're actually shooting under the water, because I believe one of the actresses, and I'm blanking on the name, bizarrely, learned to hold her breath for something stupid like 6 minutes or something underwater. So they are balancing practical with evolutionary technical stuff. I'm sure these movies on a 3D level will be fucking incredible. He will recreate the buzz of the first movie. Will he get $3-4 billion? Will he fuck? I think he will gross over $1.5 to $2 billion in these movies though, because it's James Cameron. And he is a sort of one-man tour de force at the box office. In terms of the stories, Planet Hopping wouldn't be adverse to it. As good as Pandora is, as eye-popping as it is with these floating things, the water, going to different alien landscapes keeps it fresh. Focusing on the Sully family, they're the connective glue throughout the whole thing. I think that's smart. It gives me reminiscences, as I did say, of Star Wars. keeping your eyes on one little familiar character group of people that chart you through this greater conflict. That's how you make good overarching stories, but it's fresh, independent, every single movie. Looking forward to it, man. Looking forward to seeing Avatar 2, Way of Water. Looking forward to seeing how James Cameron tries to create a franchise again, because he hasn't really... Has he ever created a franchise? He done a duology, Terminator and T2 Judgment Day, and then he got out and left it to other directors who dropped the ball again and again and again and sadly again. So this is his first time. It seems to be his sort of passion, his life's passion, to create these movies and give the world the goodness of Pandora and of Avatar and of the Na'vi. It gives him a chance to create a franchise. Whether he finishes it and sticks the landing, I don't know. But this guy is undoubtedly a great man in the director's seat. He's a great filmmaker. So I'm so excited to see where he goes with these characters. And can he make Sam Worthington a household name again? Because fuck me, he dropped off a cliff for a good bit there. I don't think anyone was wanting Avatar back more than Sam. And look, he may have done some great movies in the ensuing years. I don't know. I've just not seen them. I'm going to bring this up briefly. I might speak about this as well. What a poster. Can we take that away, please? I don't care about fucking Adobe Premiere Pro. I've got Adobe Premiere Pro. And it's a pain in the arse. There you go. I said it. A fucking nightmare to use. It crashes. You've got encoding issues. It's a complete pain in the ass, as the Americans like to say. But there is no better alternative. Not for me anyway. What a poster. You speak about water. You speak about these magnificent blue alien creatures and you're balancing it. They just feel at home. They feel symbiotic with this planet. It's just stunning. The freckles, the little sort of lighting. You can see the sort of water balancing off the pure green, emerald green eyes. And even the font's better. I prefer that to the previous font. I know there's been a lot of gnashing of teeth, wetting of panties over the font change. I prefer that font. I think it's pretty fucking neat. And it's got the water again in it, so that's Disney. There's no way James would have saying that. He clearly liked that previous font. I can't remember. Papyrus, I think it was. He would have stuck with that to these dying fucking days, but Disney told him, no bitch, we're changing the font. But look, I digress, man. We're moving away from Avatar. I'm going to be speaking about this. What does this mean to anyone that hasn't read a comic book? Which, to be fair, is... I mean, I've read comic books, but I've not read many DC comic books, because I'm blown away by the sheer number that are available. We're talking 70 years of Batman, I think. Where do you even fucking start? So I take a step back from that, but thankfully there are individuals on this planet who don't take a step back, who have read every single comic, and who have incredible insight into the canon, into the stories that could be then adapted to the silver screen for, say, the Batman sequels with Matt Reeves. And that's where I'm going with this. Will we see the war of the jokes and riddles? What the fuck does that mean? Well, it's pretty simple. There's a war between Joker and the Riddler. This guy here, Kevin Erdman, again, what a name. Clearly, to write for these publications, and in this case Screen Rant, you need to have an incredibly exotic name. I'd have to change my name. Clearly John Walsh is just far too plain. I'd have to change to Johnny Silver or something like that. It's Silverman. Johnny fucking Parasol. I'm hearing shouting, and I don't know why. Someone's having a domestic. I don't care about that. You'll not hear it, and it doesn't matter. Fuck them. They could be getting stabbed out there. Michael Myers could be outside, and I don't give a shit. I'm continuing on with this. The Batman and the Riddler, they're at war. And this guy here obviously saying, Kevin Erdman is saying that the Riddler, Batman's Riddler and Joker theory sets up Pattinson's best trilogy ending. Now, I firmly believe that the middle story of this trilogy ain't going to be the Batman or the Riddler. I think it's going to be potentially maybe the Penguin growing and growing and growing, and maybe some other different villain. I think the Penguin will end up becoming sort of Carmine Falcone in this story. Sort of puppet master, but kind of untouchable. And he'll have underlings working for him. I think the Joker will sit out. I think the Riddler is obviously in Arkham Asylum with the Joker. They will sit out this movie, the middle movie. I think this guy's absolutely right what he's saying here. I think we will see the two of them back in this sort of trilogy finale. That means you have to wait 5-6 years, sadly. But I think good things come to those who wait in the end. And Barry Keoghan and Paul Dano together on the screen, warring instead of being good friends. Because of course, there's a domestic man happening. There is a domestic happening. I can hear it just now. It's fucking annoying. It's a screaming skull a couple of, just 200 yards up that way. You can fucking hear them, man. It's ridiculous. I wish they'd just get on with it and fucking someone end it. Please. I don't care who wins. It's Amber Heard and Johnny Depp. Not getting into that. I'll get into that in the last topic. But yeah, man. I think he's right. I think it'd be so interesting to see this relationship degrade so much in the ensuing sort of years between the first movie to the finale that they actually want to fucking kill each other. Because of course they just meet in the sort of sequence you see at the end. Was it at the end? It was at the end, wasn't it? It was the end credit scene. Was it? We get the sort of Joker thing the end. Or the Riddler thing the end. Was it the end credit scene even now? It's been that long since I've seen the movie now. But I'm pretty sure it was an end credit scene. We see Barry Keoghan, he's a shadowy figure. We don't know at that point he is the Joker. And he's having his little therapy session with the Riddler in Arkham. And they laugh and they're great fucking buds. They're plotting the demise of Gotham from their cells, their padded cells. Wouldn't it be great to see them just degrade the relationship, go the complete opposite way you'd think, and then they want to kill each other, they somehow break out? Well, man, that's the general gist of this actual story. I'm fucking get someone screaming in my mind's ear and my actual ears, and I'm trying my best here to be professional. By the way, Buzz McAllister, welcome in. What a fucking name. Is that from Home Alone? Is Buzz the fucker that had the tarantula with the horrendous haircut? Is that him? The John Cena haircut? Maybe you can comment below and let me know. Pretty sure it is. Some Snyder fans now putting the Snyder cut up against the Batman. What is it with certain DC fans? Why can't they like both? Because I'm a fan of Zack Snyder as well. I love the work he did. I'm not sitting here saying he's like the second coming of fucking Kevin Feige. He isn't. Clearly he was trying to rush things. Clearly there was external pressures from the actual studio. We need to go toe to toe with Marvel. They're making billions. We want to make billions, but you ain't earned the right. Clearly that aside though, I did enjoy it, but you're absolutely right. There is elements of the DC fandom which are more invested in Snyder and getting his vision out there than reality kicking in and actually having DC movies, good fucking DC movies. Actually realising that they're restructuring the entire studio. They're actually prioritising the superhero stuff now, whereas before they didn't. And working with great filmmakers like Matt Reeves, potentially working with a great person of colour, making a person of colour Superman movie. Doing things like that, radical things, taking the characters in different directions, making great stories. They would rather die in their own sword of fucking Zack Snyder, whose history now with DC, than actually support what's actually coming out. It's strange to me, but it is a thing, and I'm baffled by it as well. But yeah, man, I mean, yeah, I'm actually trying to get to the bit here. As you can see here, they become friends, blah blah blah. Their relationship could very well be Gotham version of Civil War. I'd love that. I'm not going to lie, as I did say. I'm not going to go over it again though, because I did say it. The Batman sets up Joker and Riddler's future together. I mean, I don't know about that. It kind of does, but they have a conversation. You could just say, look, one of them fucking pops his clogs and chokes on a bit of bread, and that's it at the end, and we go with the Joker. But it kind of does. It sets up, they've got the start of something here. It could be twisted. It could be great. My little brother Kevin's a trout sniffer. Is that a euphemism? A trout sniffer. Oh man, there's many trouts here. War of Jokes and Riddles from Batman Comics Explained. Please do. Kevin. It's Kevin, isn't it? Kevin Erdman. Is it? If I lost it, fuck it. It's Kevin. Fuck. Oh, Jesus. Where is it? Where the fuck is it? Where is it? Where is it? Here it's here. While the Batman's setting up a friendship between Joker and Riddler, his interest in a future rivalry has been proven to be incredibly dynamic, as seen in the War of Jokes and Riddles, based on the idea that Riddler and Joker would be similarly unfulfilled if they ever killed Batman. The two rogues turned Gotham City into a war zone. I mean, it's already a fucking war zone, but whatever. If Joker kills Batman, Riddler's ultimate puzzle will be forever unsolved. If Riddler kills Batman, Joker's ultimate punchline will go untold. As such, the two villains turn on each other to prevent the other from ending the Dark Knight before they do. And the Joker actually stops Batman from killing the Riddler. Batman's so incensed by the Riddler, he wants to kill him, he breaks his no-kill policy nearly. But the Joker actually stops him. How twisted is that? I love that dynamic. I love that about Heath Ledger and Bale's Batman, their Joker-Batman combo. Why would I want to kill you? How could I live without you? No, you complete me. I love that. This guy fucking hates him, but he also loves him. It's almost like some sort of twisted stalker nightmare. I would love to see them getting into that, but there's two of them. And they're killing each other. It's absolute carnage. You've got Penguin fucking desperate, sitting above it all, potentially, if he doesn't get done in the middle movie. Oh, it just sounds great to me, man. It's just in teams of villains in there, one fighting for the other. It'd be fucking incredible, man. Incredible. The potential you've got here. Imagine building to this. Going from the Batman to this, it would be absolutely sensational. But look, I've learnt over the years that we mustn't get too ahead of ourselves with theorising and stuff like that, because it's a dangerous game. And what it ultimately does, if they don't follow the exact blueprint that you have in your mind, is it disappoints you. You get disappointed, angry and upset over something that was never going to happen. Only in your mind. It's like Partridge making up a barbecue, people saying things and then getting angry with it, and he's created it all in his head. So as much as it excites me, and it'd be a great ending to the trilogy, it really would, going back to the first movie, almost like Nolan's trilogy, through choice, a lack of choice I should say, goes back to Ra's al Ghul, Talia al Ghul, and bookends it, the first and the last movie. It'd be similar to that. Take a little hiatus, build some more of the mythos of this Gotham, of this Batman, and then get back to the Joker and Riddler, and they want to fucking kill each other and actually fighting over who gets to kill the Batman. Sounds great to me. Would love to see it. But Matt Reeves is the ultimate sort of key holder to what happens in this universe. It's his movies. It's his baby. And I trust Matt with my fucking life, because he'd done the Apes movies and they were fucking great. Let's see how many times I can say fucking in one sentence, by the way, unknowingly. Me and Stephen spoke about that last night. It's like Liam Gallagher. Fucking something, fucking constant. I'll try not to swear to the end. But this ain't a good topic to be ending on for a no swear policy. And that's nothing to do with Ezra Miller, let me tell you. I love Ezra Miller. And I'm just going to keep trying saying Ezra Miller, because I've notoriously had issues saying Ezra Miller. And George Ezra. There's something about Ezra. I turn into Partridge again. Antibiotics. Ezra. I have to become a fucking German to pronounce it. Strauser. It's tut mir leid. The way they pronounce things is very clinical. It's on the point. Or you end up sounding as though you're steaming and you've had about 20 vodkas. So Ezra Miller, it's nothing to do with Ezra. Enjoy the guy as an actor. I think he's incredibly talented. And of course, with all great talent, especially in the arts, comes a degree of insanity. They're all touched on some level. They're deeply, deeply strange human beings, are actors and artists. And I say that as an artist myself. I've got innate talent with a brush, be it digital or actual real brushes. I'm quite the artist myself, and I'm a fucking fruitcake. I have been touched, and that sounded wrong, with insanity. I've got eccentricities as well, so I can connect with Ezra Miller. I've been touched. Oh my days, this show. Oh god, this fucking show. It's always when I'm on the screen like this. It's never when I'm up there and I can just out the way. That didn't sound right at all. Ezra has to stay on for the time being. Fed up with people confusing real life and what life exactly, man. I tell you exactly. I'm going to get into that. But there is some contradictions in there. And I'll get into it. I will get into it. But look, Ezra Miller, I enjoy him as an actor. He's an eccentric motherfucker. He's choking people out in bars. He's throwing darts at people. He's clearly got his demons. And I actually respect Warner Brothers here for standing by them. Standing by this actor, I should say. Because they must realise that he's a great talent. they've bought into him. This guy saved this movie single-handedly. This movie nearly was lost as a creative venture. They gave him something like 3 months to save the movie. He pitched a script to them. He wasn't happy with the original. He wanted to go off in a darker, more gritty sort of way with it. The guy brought a script, obviously with someone else, I presume. He's not a writer. And he saved the movie, man. He saved his portrayal as a character. He got his way. So he's clearly bought into the character of Barry. That's his character's name. Always have issues with that. And I respect him greatly for it, man. He's a great actor. They clearly respect him. They want this guy to succeed, but he keeps getting arrested, man. He's got restraining orders out. He's throwing darts at people. He's breaking up karaoke sessions. The man is slightly unhinged. But they're standing by him, man. Reports suggest that they are going to be standing by him. He's going to remain as the Flash. And we'll get to it here. It's down here. Where is it? It's here. Adam B. Vary has said this. I'm told that WB is not, and he puts 2 little sort of what the fuck do you call that? I don't know. There's a word for that. Asterisks. That was very deep there, wasn't it? Asterisks. Considering replacing, as Jack Sparrow, of course, Ezra Miller on The Flash. Block capitals, just to hit home, it's The Flash. It's not Credence Barebones from Fantastic Beasts, it's The Flash. Miller was arrested twice in Hawaii. Do you put an apostrophe between those 2 I's in Hawaii? I don't think I've ever seen that, Adam. That's interesting. Do you do that? Surely not. Hold on, I have to look that up. We mustn't. We have to look that up. I'm going to search it up on my phone. Bear with me here. That's not how you spell Hawaii. You're fucking having me on here, man. No chance. Hawaii. You do not put an apostrophe. You do not put an apostrophe between Hawaii, the 2 I's in Hawaii. You don't. Whoa, mate, you actually flag of Hawaii's got an apostrophe in there. He may be right. I've never seen it done. He may be right, Adam. I think he's just trying to be a fancy pants here. But I am not from Hawaii. I must stress, so I don't know. It'd be like someone from America trying to educate me on how to spell a lock or something, or pronounce lock or brackney. I tell him, get the fuck out of here, bitch. I know it better than you. You're not from here. Bitch, fuck off. Anyway, once for disorderly conduct and harassment, and again for 2nd degree assault. They're standing by him. They are standing by the actor. Why am I speaking about this? I'm a huge advocate of Johnny Depp continuing to get roles in the industry. Firmly because Amber Heard continues to get roles in the industry. And Amber has admitted in numerous recordings that she has struck Johnny Depp. She has been abusive, manipulative, a toxic figure in the relationship with Johnny Depp. Now, I was not party to their marriage. It was clearly dysfunctional. They were bad for both each other. If you like, they were not. It was not a good place to be. I'm not sitting here saying Johnny Depp was a fucking saint. He may very well have been abusive in his own way, but Johnny has been ostracised. He cannot get a role in the industry for love nor money. He has lost millions of dollars. Amber continues to be employed by Warner Brothers. Johnny has been sacked from his role. He wasn't sacked. He mutually consented and paid off for his role as Gellert Grindelwald in the Fantastic Beasts franchise. Disney created a dossier on Johnny and sacked him from Pirates of the Caribbean. They're rebooting it with Margot Robbie. It's going to be a fucking disaster. Why is Johnny being ostracised from the industry? Can't get a role. Amber, guilty of the same things, admittedly. Might not be true, because Johnny might be actually innocent. We'll find out in this court case. She continues to get work. And Ezra Miller now, the same fucking studio. This guy has choked people out and it's been caught in video. And I'm laughing because I find it funny. I don't care. This is just about Johnny Depp. I'm using this as an example of why there's sheer hypocrisy, rank hypocrisy in that industry. Choked people out. He's thrown darts at people. He's had restraining orders took out. He's been arrested twice in the space of weeks in Hawaii. And they're standing by him. Now look, you've got Buzz in the chat there saying, and he's absolutely right, you have to separate... I'll get into these comments, by the way. I've not read some of these comments. You have to separate life from work, fiction from reality. And look, they're deep into the Flash movie. It's done. He's going to star as the Flash. I absolutely get it. And I have to stress once again, I like Ezra Miller. He's troubled, and I respect the studio for standing by him. Clearly, personal life, he's got demons. They're standing by the man. Fucking respect it. Absolutely deserves to keep his job, man. He can be rehabilitated. He can become a better person. I hate cancel culture in all its forms. Unless you're a paedophile or you're a racist or something like that. There's lines you don't cross, clearly. But for everything else, if it's a minor assault or something, you can always grow from it and become a better human being. Absolutely fine with it. What I fucking hate though is hypocrisy. I am the most straight-edged motherfucker you will ever meet. I tell it like it is. I have always been the same since I was a little guy. You get respect that way. Don't be a snake. Don't sack one person, kick them out of the studio, and then do completely different things for two actors under your same sort of stable of actors in your studio. Amber Heard and Ezra Miller. It's ridiculous, man. You have to be transparent, cohesive in your sort of disciplinary sort of things across the board. Do the same thing for all your actors. And that's why I'm getting into it. It's ridiculous. Stand by them by all means, but you have to stand by the other actors. Come on, fucking Warner Brothers, come on. What are we doing here? I want to like you, Warner Brothers, man. You've produced some of the greatest movies of all time. I love you as a studio, but you make it really hard when you continue to stand by someone who shat the bed, literally. I'm going to stand by it, man. I'm going to go and watch Warner Brothers movies. That's just not going to happen, plain and simple. Yeah, we need to get into this. Joker and Riddler in a Brokeback Mountain remake. That'd be interesting. It would be interesting, wouldn't it? Yeah. Where would Harley Quinn fall into that? I don't know. Maybe a sandwich. I don't know. We'll not go there. That's weird. Oh, Jesus. They have to recast the Harley Quinn as well, don't they? Warner Brothers are standing by Heard, so they've left themselves wide open. Exactly, they have. By all accounts, giving her a new deal. She's a shite actor as well, let's be honest. Anyone that's seen her on the stand in that court case, man, it's painful to watch. It's ridiculous. She is terrible. Motherfucker's taking like Vaseline or Vicks up onto the stand and sniffing it every 2 minutes to make herself cry. It's like, what are we doing here, man? You want to see someone who holds a room effortlessly, if I can speak it. Johnny Depp, from the first week, sat there saying like 3 words a minute. Everyone was captivated by him. Stick with him. Get out of fuck. The name of a state, Hawaii, is not written with an okina between the two eyes, I presume that's meant to be, because our Statehood Act in 1959 used the spelling Hawaii. An act of Congress is required to correct, so it should have the okina in there, so he's right, ultimately. The name of a state is Hawaii with the okina. Thus the name of a state is Hawaii. Well, the name of the island of the same name is Hawaii. All right, so it's different. Okay, dokes. The state is Hawaii without the okina. The actual island is with the okina. So he's right. He was doing his stuff in that bar on Hawaii Island with the okina. Fair enough. I don't even know what an okina is. I've learnt something new today. I call that an apostrophe. Okay. It's not like Ezra is a space era singer. No, he's not. No, he's not. Absolutely not. Kevin Spacey can say he's never been convicted, to be fair, but that's because people sadly were accusing him of misdeeds. Were dropping like flies. I'm talking about fucking royalty here. Guys in their 40s dropping dead. Remarkable. It's almost like an episode of House of Cards. But he was never convicted. But not going to act again, is he? Let's be honest. He'll just keep doing those creepy Christmas videos where he stares intently into the camera for way too long and he sharpens a sort of meat knife and does the carvery. It's very fucking weird. He's a weird man, brilliant actor. I'll stop short of saying man, because, yeah. But he's a brilliant actor, there's no doubt about it, but he's done. Retire. He should do what that other guy did, Roman Polanski, move to France. That seems to be fine. You get standing ovations at the Oscars if you move to France. But if you slap someone, fuck me, you're banned for years. Singers. Anyway, look, I'm done. we're not going down that slippery slope. We talk about Jimmy Savile and people like that way too often on here. Obviously taking the piss out of him, because he was a wretched, weird, sort of gnarly fucker who should have been shot point blank with a sawn-off shotgun right to the head. Because he was dirty nonce. He was a necrophile, or whatever you call it. We talk about these people in here. I say we, it's usually me bringing it up. Now then. We talk about that way too often. We can't be going down that slippery slope, man, and talking about these nonsense and stuff like that. It's just not acceptable. So we're going to diverge from that right into the ending of this show. It's been a strange show. I have got multiple ulcers in my mouth, man, and I'm trying to talk to you here in English, and I feel like I have to enunciate every word. I feel like I have to be Jim Carrey in certain movies from the 90s. And there's been some moments where I've tripped, but I've got back up on my feet like a true champion. It's not about how hard you get hit, it's about how hard you get... It's not about how hard you hit, it's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. Well, I've kept moving forward in this show. There's been some mental moments, as you expect. What language are you speaking? German? No, I'm speaking English, but it's Scots dialect. Dialect, but yeah, dialect. Scots dialect. No buzz, I am not Irish. I'm not Irish. I am Scottish. From Scotland, bonny Scotland. I am of Irish descent. I have Irish roots, but I am Scottish. I am speaking Scots, English, a form of English, but a lot of people find it completely indecipherable. They can't understand a word that I am saying, so they say I'm German, which technically ain't wrong, because I've got German in me as well. We're mongrels in Europe, absolute mongrels. That's why when you've got little fucking weeds like this, where is he? He was on the screen, there he is there. Can you see him? See this little fucking arse wipe up here? This guy here, Nigel Farage. This guy is a xenophobic bigot and a racist, allegedly. Allegedly. And this man says you've been let down. Well, this man believes that there is a British race and that we should go back to the 1960s and 50s where we had fish and chips and paper. Oh! Let's do that again. That was great. Anyway, he believes we should get back to that, and thankfully we're not going to get back to that, because there's no such thing as a British race. We are mongrels. We are a multitude of different countries, like Shrek. I can't do it. Only Michael Myers can do that. Mike Myers. Would be weird if Michael Myers was running about chopping people up and speaking in a Scottish accent, wouldn't it? It would be fucking accurate, to be fair. Come to Glasgow, stab capital of Europe, for 20 odd years. It's probably accurate, to be fair. Pretty accurate. But yeah, like Shrek. Yeah. A man from Canada with English parents speaking with a Scottish accent. Get to fuck, Mike. What are we doing here? But look, man, I'm done. I've got a video to edit. It's 11:30 at night here. 11:28 PM. I need to get going. I'm going to get editing for 2 hours so that video goes out tomorrow for the community to enjoy. If you've got anything to say about any of the topics I've touched upon, you know where you can comment down below in the comment section. Touched upon Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness. In the Multiverse of Madness, the box office, $470 million. Added another 13 point something million dollars in the United States on Monday. Not got the Tuesday figures yet. It's making good money. Splitting opinion though. Some people really enjoying it. Some people not so much. I spoke about Avatar. I spoke about the Batman. Potentially Joker and Riddler warring in a finale of the trilogy. Would you like to see that? And finally Ezra Miller not getting sacked with Warner Brothers when they were so quick to get Johnny Depp out of the studio, out of all projects, and ostracise him like a leper. You can comment down below if you've got anything to say about any of those topics. As I did fucking say, I'm repeating myself like a dementia patient on palliative care. You can also like the video if you've enjoyed it, subscribe to the channel on YouTube, hit the bell icon to get notifications straight to your eyeballs, hit the follow button over on Twitch for the same reason, notifications over there to see us when we go live over there as well, regardless of what you do though. thank you for watching this. And until the next time I'm done, I'll be back tomorrow with Stephen for another movie news. Family Man is coming out tomorrow, being gentle. Circa 3:30pm. All things going well. If I can get it edited before I go to my bed. And if it gets past copyright, it will be out at 3:30pm tomorrow. Be there or be square. Big boy. Bye bye. Buzz, you're taking the piss. See you after, Buzz Lightyear. To infinity and beyond.